Hello, hello, and welcome to Dwell According to Knowledge, the talk show. I am your host and your coach, Trey, and this is your relationship tip for today. Look, y'all, and I'm going to just say it, just like this, very short and very sweet. If you don't address your childhood traumas promptly, your romantic relationships will. Did you hear me? If you don't address your childhood traumas, your relationships, your romantic relationships will address them. Now, what do I mean by that? Sometimes we forget about the things that we've come through in our past, the stuff that we saw, heard, and practiced. And as a child, seeing our parents doing things and our parents, our grands, and we don't realize how far or how much it travels with us through the years, that we grow up and become adults ourselves. Now, what we don't realize is most of the time, if not all, we haven't addressed any of those things that we've seen. And we wonder why we get into certain things like abusive for women, abusive men, for men, women who remind them of their moms. So the bottom line is and I'm talking about more ladies than I am for men, but if men are here, you'll understand this as well. If I see my father abusing my mom is staying there, guess what I'm going to do? Later on, I'm going to abuse my women. And then normally the women are going, my sister or something like that is going to think that it's okay for a man to beat on them. And this is what I'm talking about. And these things follow us to our adulthoods. And we wonder why we stay in these abusive relationships. We wonder why we stay in these, the revolving door of bad relationships. And it's because of things that happen in our and all the way back to our childhood. So we have to close the door on them. One way to close the door, take an assessment, and I will say this, that when you take care of those things, you will be able to notice them later on, and you'll be able to avoid some of the same traps. You get me? You'll be able to avoid some of the same traps. So sometimes we have to go all the way back to our childhood in order to come to our adulthood and not get ourselves, back in the same situations. Okay? Hope you got something from that. I am your coach, Trey. I'm the author of Dwell According to Knowledge, How to Find and Date Your Mate of the Dwell According to Knowledge series. It is in, at, and on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. And hey, it's got probably about 250 questions that you can ask yourself from back in your childhood, in your adolescence, in your young adult, and in your adulthood. That way you can find the reference points as to why you accept things, why do you take things, why do you give out things, all the way back from your childhood to your adulthood. Okay? Look, like, subscribe, share, and also if you need coaching, I'll put that link in the bottom of the description as well. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.